Hi Year 11s, in this video we are going through the November 2024 Edexcel Foundation Non-Calculator paper. I will show the method, the final answer and the little mistakes that close easy marks. Let's go. Question 1. Question 1 asks us to write 25% as a decimal. Percent means out of 100. So 25% means 25 out of 100. That is 25 divided by 100, which is 0.25. Question 2. Here we need the 10th even number. The even numbers go 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. Each time we add 2. So the 10th even number is 10 times 2, which is 20. Question 3. Change 15 centimeters into millimeters. There are 10 millimeters and 1 centimeter. So 15 times 10 is 150 millimeters. Question 4. We need the multiple of 9 between 20 and 30. Let's think of the 9 times table. 9, 18, 27, 36. The one between 20 and 30 is 27. Question 5. 500 plus 145. 500 plus 100 is 600 plus 45 is 645. Question 6. Javid hires a car for 10 days at £45 per day and also pays £30 insurance. First, work out the car hire cost. 45 times 10 is 450. Add the insurance. 450 plus 30 is 480. He pays with 10 £50 notes. That is £500. So his change is 500 minus 480, which is £20. Question 7. This is a measuring question, so you need a ruler and a protractor. For part A, we measure side PQ. That gives about 9.5 centimeters. For part B, the angle marked X is less than 90 degrees, so it is an acute angle. For part C, measuring that angle gives about 32 degrees. Question 8. Part A asks for coordinates of point A. Point A is at 3 for X and 1 for Y. Part B asks us to plot point B at 3 minus 4. 3 for X minus 4 for Y. Part C asks for the midpoint of AC. A is at 3, 1, and C is at minus 3, 3. For the X coordinate, 3 plus minus 3 is 0, and 0 divided by 2 is 0. For the Y coordinate, 1 plus 3 is 4, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. So the midpoint is 0 for X and 2 for Y. Question 9. We complete the bar chart first. There are 40 stickers in total. The tennis bar is 12 and the football bar is 17. 12 plus 17 is 29. 40 minus 29 is 11. So the cricket bar should go up to 11. Now part B. What fraction of the 40 stickers are tennis stickers? That is 12 out of 40. 12 over 40 simplifies to 3 over 10. Part C. Part C gives a ratio of large to small stickers as 5 to 4. That means there are 9 equal parts altogether. The fraction that are larger is 5 over 9. Part D. Part D asks for 5 to 4 in the form and 1. To make the second number 1, divide both parts by 4. So 5 divided by 4 is 1.25 and 4 divided by 4 is 1. Answer is 1.25 to 1. Question 10. For part A, every point of the shaded shape is reflected the same distance below that line. This is a reflection and a mirror line, and the mirror line is horizontal through y equals 1. So it means whatever value of x is, y always equals 1. So part B is y equals 1. Question 11. This is a two-way table. 500 people total and 280 are adults. So children must be 500 minus 280, which is 220. 100 adults like action. 115 total like action. So children who like action is 150, take away 100, which is 50. 80 children like thriller. So total thriller is 70 plus 80. But let's find comedy first. Adults total 280. Adults thriller must be 280 minus 110 minus 100, which is 70. One's comedy is found. But total comedy is 200. Children comedy is 200 minus 110, which is 90. Then adult comedy is 110. So the completed table is adults 110, 70, 100, total 280. Children 90, 80, 50, total 220. Totals 200, 150, 150, total 500. Part B. Part B asks for the probability of choosing an adult who likes action. That is 100 out of 500, which is simplifies to 1 over 5. Only works out 5 minus 3 first in 5 minus 3 times 4. That is wrong because multiplication must be done before subtraction. So we do 3 times 4 first, which is 12. Then 5 minus 12 equals minus 7. The explanation is he ignored Bidmer's rules. Question 13. For the first number machine, input 11, add 5 to get 16. Then divide by 2 to get 8. For the second number machine, when the input is 10, the output is 28. We already know one step is times 4. So before multiplying by 4, the number must have been 7 because 7 times 4 is 28. To get from 10 to 7, we subtract 3. So the missing operation is minus 3. Remember, when you go backwards, always use opposite signs, opposite operations. Question 14. Part A is volume of a cuboid. Volume equals length times width times height. So 10 times 4 times h equals 200. That is 40h equals 200. Divide 200 by 40, so h equals 5 centimeters. Part B. Part B is total surface area of a cuboid with dimensions 6, 5, and 3. We find the 3 different face areas. 6 times 3 is 18, and don't forget we have 2 faces, so times 2, which is 36 centimeters squared. 6 times 5 is 30, and again we have 2 faces, so times 2 will be 60 centimeters squared. And 5 times 3 is 15, and again 2 faces, so times 2 is 30. Add them together. The final answer is 126 square centimeters. Question 15. A. Factorize 6a plus 15. Both terms can be divided by 3. So let's rearrange. 6a becomes 3 times 2 times a, and 15 becomes 3 times 5. So 3 goes in front of the bracket. What has been left? 2a plus 5. B. Solve the equation for brackets 3y plus 1 equals 28. There are different ways how to work it out. So first, you might just open the brackets. So 4 times 3y is 12y, 4 times 1 is 4, and equals 28. Two rules for solving equations. Always do opposite, always to both sides. So to get rid of 4 positive, do opposite, minus 4, both sides. Cancel 4, and we have 12y equals 24. 12y means times, so opposite would be divide. Divide both sides by 12. So cancel 12, y equals 2. Chinese method just offers divide both sides by the number in front of the brackets. Divide both sides by 4, and you will get the same answer when you solve the equation. Question 16. Let T be T and coffee be C. We're told 1 tea and 1 coffee cost £4.50. So 1 tea plus 1 C equals £4.50. We're also told 3 teas and 1 coffee cost £8.50. So 3 tea plus C equals £8.50. So it's classic simultaneous equations. We have the same coefficient in front of C, so just take away one equation from another. In our case, it's easier to take away first equation from the second, so do it backwards. 3t minus t is 2t, c minus c is 0, and 850 take away 450 will be £4. So now we have an equation. 2t equals 4. Divide both sides by 2. T is £2. So a cup of tea costs £2. Now, substitute t into one of the equations. I will choose the first one. So t plus c is 450. Instead t, I'll substitute 2. So 2 plus c is 450. Take away 2, both sides. C, coffee, costs 250. That is 4 marks. Don't forget to answer the question. Work out the total cost of 4 cups of tea and 3 cups of coffee. So 4t plus 3c. Substitute 4 times 2 and 3 times 250 will be 8 plus 750, which is £15 50p. Question 17. The ratio of blue, yellow, and white paint is 4 to 3 to 1. That is 8 parts altogether. She wants 24 liters in total. 24 divided by 8 is 3. So each part is 3 liters. Blue needed 4 times 3, which is 12 liters. And that is fine. Yellow needed 3 times 3, which is 9, and she has only 7, so it's not enough. And white needed 1 times 3, which is 3 liters. She has even more. But the final answer is she doesn't have enough paint, because she doesn't have enough of yellow paint. Question 18. Work out 818.4 divided by 1.2. To remove the decimal in the divisor, multiply both numbers by 10. That gives 8,184 divided by 12. Work it out, and the answer is 682. Question 19. The known probabilities are 0.1, 0.3, 0.05, and 0.25. Add them. So the remaining probability for 1 and 2 together is 1, because probability always add up to 1, minus 0.7, which is 0.3. Karim assumes 1 and 2 are equal, so each must be 0.15. He rolls the dice 500 times. 0.15 of 500 is 75. Part B says the probability of 2 is actually greater than the probability of 1. That means the number of times it lands on 2 should be more than 75. Question 20. Part A is 3.5 minus 1 and the 6th. Convert to improper fractions. Bottom times whole number at top. So 3.5 becomes 7 over 2, and 1 and 1/6 becomes 7 over 6. They have different denominators. So to get the same denominator, 7 over 2 multiply top and bottom by 3 to get 6 in the bottom. So 7 over 2 becomes 21 over 6. Take away 7 over 6, which is 14 over 6, which is 2 and 2/6. Simplify. Divide top and bottom by 2. Final answer is 2 and 1/3. If you don't simplify, you will lose 1 mark. Question B. Show that 5 and 1/4 divided by 2 and 1/3 equals 2 and 1/4. Right, first let's convert these mixed numbers into improper fractions. Again, top times whole number at top. So 21 over 4 divide by 7 over 3. 3 simple steps. First step, copy the first fraction. Second step, insert division, write down multiplication. And third step, flip top and bottom, which is called reciprocals. So 7 over 3 becomes 3 over 7. Now, if you have a look, we have 21 in the first fraction and 7 in the bottom for the second fraction. And we can do cross simplification. 21 and 7 both can be divided by 7. So what do we have? 21 divided by 7 is 3 times 3, because second fraction we have 3, and in the bottom 4, and because 7 divided by 7 is 1, it's just 4. So final answer, not final, the answer is 9 over 4. As a mixed number, it will be 2 and 1/4. Done. Question 21. ABCD is a parallelogram. Angle ACD is equal to angle E because the top and bottom sides are parallel, so these are alternate angles. Do remember these Z angles, but don't write Z. Now look at triangle ACD. Its angles are E, 3E, and angle CAD. Angles in a triangle add to 180 degrees. So angle CAD equals 180 take away minus E and take away 3a. Simplify a and 3a is 4a. So the final answer is 180. Take away 4a. Question 22. We need an estimate for time. Time equals distance divided by speed. Estimate 4.96 as 5 and 30.4 as 30. So time is about 5 divided by 30 hours, which is 1/6 of an hour. 1/6 of 60 minutes is 10 minutes. For part B, this is an overestimate because the distance was rounded up and the speed was rounded down. That makes the estimated time bigger. Question 23. The interior angles of a pentagon add to 540 degrees. Here's how to work it out if you don't remember yourself. Just split every shape into triangles. In our case, it is 3 triangles, 180 degrees each. We're told angle A equals angle C. Let A be x. Angle D is 3 times angle C, so that is 3x. Angle E is 2 times angle C, so that is 2x. Angle B is 155. Add all 5 angles and we have 7x plus 155 equals 540. So just collect like terms. X, 3x, and 2x give me 7x. Right, now solve the equation. Get rid of 155, do opposite both sides. Cancel it. So we have 7x equals 385. 7x means times, divide by 7 both sides. The final answer is x equals 55. So the angle A is 55 degrees. Question 24. The graph shows volume against time. The gradient tells us how fast the volume of water is changing each second. Because the line goes down, it tells us the water is leaving the tank. So the gradient represents the rate the water is going down in liters per second. Question 25. Make W the subject of y equals 3w minus 10. First of all, as soon as w is the subject, let's swap left and right. So we have 3w minus 10 equals y. We need w on its own, so let's get rid of minus 10 and 3. First, minus 10. Opposite is plus 10, both sides. Cancel 10, and we have 3w equals y plus 10. 3w means times, so opposite would be divide. Divide both sides by 3, cancel 3, and the final answer is w equals y plus 10 over 3. Question 26. Solve x squared minus 2x minus 15 equals 0. Factorize. We need two numbers that multiply to minus 15 and add to minus 2. Because we have minus 15, there are 4 options for factors: minus 115, minus 3, 5, 1 and minus 15, and 3 minus 5. So 3 and minus 5 add up to minus 2. So we get x minus 5 times x plus 3 equals 0. To get 0, one of the brackets should be equal 0. So x minus 5 is 0, x should be 5, and for second bracket, x should be minus 3. Final answer is 5 or -3. That's the full paper. Notice how many marks here come from staying calm, showing every step, and not rushing easy questions. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If there are topics you are struggling with, please write in comments and wait for new videos.